Hello, this is ICR Tiger from TheTradingTigers.com. Today, 15th of May 2014, we're going to be looking at the Ichimoku using the FX pairs on the 1 hour chart. Okay, fine. So, but before we start, please do go through the disclaimer, stop, read at your own leisure, as well as the hypothetical performance. Okay, fine. So now let's look at some charts. So once again, we start with the euro dollar on the 1 hour chart, and just to recap here, we got the Ichimoku. I'll go over again in terms of what the colors are for each particular part of the Ichimoku. That's the Japanese trading system. We have the blue line here coming down. This is the Shikao. We have the yellow line, which is the trigger line, which is the Tenkan-sen. We have the red line here, which is the Kijun-san. That's the baseline. This is the Senekau span A, all the way down here. I've dotted mine, and you have the Senekau span B, right? So that actually makes the Kumo, which is the cloud, right? So once again, this isn't an actual education system in terms of explaining about how Ichimoku works. This kind of recording is about watching and analyzing the trades and looking for possible trade setups and following the trades through. Okay, fine. So we got that cleared up now, and like I said, we're on the euro dollar on the 1 hour chart. We took an entry at 138.06, and our initial entry was way back at way above at 39.09, and subsequently we've dropped our stop loss all the way down. And as of yesterday, we had our stop loss at 37.33, and we were well and truly in profit and secured the trade for about 73 pips or so. So that's not too bad. And as you can see, price is dropping. We could have taken another cheeky trade around here. In fact, that would have been valid actually. It would be a crossover of the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen at that area, but right now I'm just keeping the trade as it is. We could have taken another trade there. That would have been another crossover downwards. In fact, what we may do is just consider taking a trade down, or just letting this trade come through. But as you can see, the future Kumo, you can see it is bearish. The Senekau A is kind of pointing downwards, which gives a good sentiment that there could be more bullish demands. But this is since the morning time, 8 o'clock in the morning. Could have been some news announcements which is affected, but you know, that's the situation. Okay, fine. So let's move to the next charts. Oh, by the way, we're 147 pips in profit, and that's £87, as you can see right there. Well, that's not too bad. We're in the money and we're in this trade for free, so that's all positive news. Okay, fine. Let's move to the next chart, the euro dollar. The euro dollar, once again, we've taken the trade at 1.47758, initial stop at 49.28, which was initially a stop loss of 152 pips. Subsequently, we brought our stop loss down, came into the money, meaning coming into the money, keeping the trade as a free trade for us, and then subsequently bring it further until we took another entry yesterday. We took that entry at 146.34 with the stop loss of 46.83, and that puts us at a stop loss of 44 pips, and the other trade we would be in profit of 85 pips guaranteed. And as you can see now, I want to actually identify to you and demonstrate to you, the Senekau span A is pointing downwards. That gives us a good feel that there's more movement down. Yeah, this trade actually was taken on the 13th and not on yesterday, as I said. So both trades in the money. The first trade to 205 pips, which is pretty cool. £114 in the bag, and the second trade 71 pips, which is £41 in profit. So here we can see another opportunity coming up for a short trade. We're going to leave it right now. Probably come back to it in a while. I just want to be sure that Tenkan-sen has crossed. Don't need to take the trade. We should be quite happy with what we got right now. Just wanted to tell that to you. We can actually reduce our stop losses and bring our stop losses down just to keep us more comfortable. And now just securing more profit for us. That's the problem. I just ended up closing that one of those trades. Right, so they're all covered now, and we're just really making our stop losses tighter. So that's it. So what we have done now, we've reduced our stop loss for the second trade to 17 pips, and the second one guaranteeing our cash at 114 pips. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's move to the next trade. Next trade is the next chart that we're looking at is the EURCAD, and let's have a look what's happening there. We had put a pencil trade in at 49.09 and subsequently put the stop at 49.82, and that was 76 pips trade. And now what we can do, we can actually move our stop loss down. I feel more comfortable bringing it down to the Kumo, but you know, if we want to be really aggressive, we can take it down all the way to the Tenkan-sen. But we want to wait for the actual break to occur. The break hasn't happened yet, and that what I mean by the break, I actually mean the break from the Tenkan-sen, from the Kijun-sen as they race away. And another thing is the Shikao is pointing a little bit upwards. We want to see a little bit more downwards pointment if we can take a trade south. But incidentally, if we want to take a real trade now, we could take a real trade. That's not a problem, but I'm just demonstrating to you this like a paper type trade. Okay, now let's move to the next one, the Euro Pound on the 1 hour chart. Everything's nose diving down, as you can see. The price is going into the Kumo. Shikao is in the Kumo. The Kumo is bearish. The Kijun-san is coming out the Kumo. Probably will head into the Kumo. The Tenkan-sen is also heading down. The future Kumo is actually quite bullish. We want to put some markers on these actual twists, because these twists are important to kind of note for what will happen afterwards. It will give us some sort of indication. It's not actually guaranteeing to us, but we have to use and bear in mind what the future is telling us, perhaps. Okay, so the next one is the Euro-Japanese yen. Euro-Japanese yen, where do we stand with that? Everything is nose diving, which is positive because we're in a trade at 26 pips in profit, and that is heading downwards, which is a good sign for us. We can actually try to take another real trade, so let's just put a trade in there to go short, and we'll just sell it at market price just because we want to enter now. Alright, we've entered the trade in, and what we'll do, we'll put our markers in. We're taking this as an ultra conservative strategy trade, and let's just put the price there, enter, so we know we've entered that price. And now we'll put our stop loss above the Kumo, and we'll put our stop there. And that's our stop loss. And you can see we're already in the trade for free. The trade is now paying us just a little bit, but still, that's all positive. Move to the next chart. and the next chart is telling us US Japanese yen. We are short in that position as of here. And let's move to the next. Oops. US Japanese yen. Right, okay, fine. Move to the next chart, US Swiss. Right, we're long at this position, and as you can see, price is just screaming to the top. Can you see the price just screaming to the top there? We entered at 0.8894 and a stop at 0.8874. Is a very, very tight stop loss we had on that, and that's good for us. We can actually take our stop loss right up to the Kijun-san. We just want to wait to see that break occur, and that's all positive. We're in the money now of 15.7 pips, so that's £38 in profit. What was our stop loss then? Our stop loss value was 8 pips, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So you can see everything racing. You can see the Chicago is just booming up, which is a good sign, into open territory. That's what we like to see. The Senecal span A, Senecal span B, the Kumo is all bullish, which is a good sign for us, and we're just waiting for some breaks to occur. US CAD. What's happening to the US CAD? Okay, fine. We had put a pencil kind of trade at that level. That didn't get activated, so we can just delete that for now, because that's no need to be required. In terms of any potential trade, well, everything is under the Kumo, so we could assume that everything's going to be bearish. We would put our mark there for a twist, to signify kind of bearish kind of momentum to occur. Right now everything is kind of, the Chicago is actually pointing up, although it's above its corresponding price. I want it to be pointing down because I don't want that to go into the Kumo. So we could actually put probably a break out around here, because by that time the Chicago will be pointing downwards and price would have been heading towards the bearish Kumo. So let's just do that then. Let's just put a marker there actually, so we can actually just mark that up without actually committing, and then you can see exactly how it would be done. Right? Okay, so that's where we're looking. We're looking at probably the price to be around here before it starts moving down, and if it moves down any sooner, all the better. Okay, Aussie US Aussie pound Aussie, where do we stand for that? We entered a trade at 78.76, and our stop loss is up here, and the price is moving up. I'll have to mark this off actually, so we can actually see where we are. So price is moving up. Chicago is pointing upwards now, although it was an open space. We need to see that movement move down. We'll probably see price hit to the Kumo and then bounce off. That's what we're looking at. If it does bounce off the Kumo and come down, we can take it short again. Pound dollar. We have an entry already at 68.39. Initial stop above the Kumo, which was which was 45 pips. Then we reduced it down to 24 pips, and now we're in the trade for free, and subsequently we're in the money for about 25 pips. So overall that trade has given us 84 pips profit, which is pretty okay for us. Let's move to the next chart, the pound Japanese yen. We are short on this at 170.573, and the stop is just above the Kumo, so we'll just have to wait for price to push down. Aussie US price has come through the Kumo. You can see this is a flat bottom, so we won't pay attention to that. As well, it's a bullish kind of Kumo, so not a lot we're going to do with that. Nothing potential trade setup that we can see. Let's look at the Kiwi Japanese yen. Nope, nothing there for us to take. Ah, yes. Yeah, we had taken a trade here at 88.32, and subsequently we were stopped out of that trade as we had moved our stop loss up. Our stop loss initially was 87.84. We moved our trade up, and then we were taken out. So that is trading, traders. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually mark off that twist so we can follow it through. And there we go. Okay, so once again, this is ICR Tiger from thetradingtigers.com. Thank you very much.